Hello, back here. Gonna shoot another video tonight. Um, like I mentioned some of the other ones, in case you haven't seen any of those. What I'm doing, realistically, is just recording 2 or 3 a night and setting them all to upload every day. May just record one tonight. Uh, let's get into a topic and I just kind of get the feeling like I want to continue talking and make a separate point. It doesn't take too long, but anyways, today mostly just wanted to make a point about something. But before that, a little bit of a life update. Um, did finally get the four wheeler set up to sale. Whether it sells or not remains to be seen. I kind of hope it does. Be honest with you, I mean, would I miss it? Sitting there thinking about it a little bit, yes. Do I use it much? No. Honestly, it's one of those things. I've kind of taken too good a care of it. And if I did ever get another four wheeler, I kind of want it to be a beater, like one I could just leave out in the rain and I don't have to give a fuck about it, But realistically, just kind of need some money, help push forward the dream. Uh, Everything will be all right without it. Worst comes to worst. But that being said, I got a lot of things up and coming. Starting Tuesday, gonna really start hopefully pushing through to get everything wrapped up, finished, cleaned up. Uh, that I need to do. Like I say, I mentioned this in some of the other videos. Whenever I got a few people watching, it's probably whenever I'll talk about all that. Because again, I feel like it's an important topic that can help people. Um, but just for now, just kind of making some dog shit content, putting it out, whatever. Keeping a little journal, getting shit off my chest, basically. But a little bit different setup. I'm now sitting on a 5-gallon bucket, and I've got the iPad on another 5-gallon bucket. Chair I have been using out here. I used it today. My wife's family came over for her birthday, which was yesterday, of recording, but it was, of course, this will be up several days afterwards. Uh, Anyways, though, which along with that, tomorrow I do have some plans to try to put more firewood up. Um, just kind of taking it easy. It's going to be a Sunday, uh, October the 13th, I believe. Just kind of taking some time to do some stuff around here, calm before the storm. Really hoping to get everything wrapped up with what I'm working on for my business and stuff before the time change. That really kind of fucked shit up a little bit. I fear as if I love winter. I like it cold. Snow not so much. Makes it hard to get out of here, kind of where we live. I feel like all my batteries are gonna start shitting out on me. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to be that time of year, and all my batteries are old, in the vehicles and stuff. It's more expenses. Don't want to have to do, but it's what it is. But hopefully not. So yeah, there's that that's happened. So I won't get into all the details and stuff, but again, a couple points I want to make is, and I've talked about this in some of the other videos, I want to talk about some real shit whenever you're around a bunch of normies, even if they're not necessarily your run-of-the-mill they're barely scratching the surface on like step one of kind of shit that's actually going on. Is that moth just tagged me? It's crazy. But anywho, out here, there's usually not a lot of traffic, except on the weekends, especially holiday weekend, which we've got coming up here. And that's one of the points that, one of them had asked me. It's like, there's a lot of traffic today, ain't there? And I'm like, yeah, it's holiday weekend stuff. And they're like, well, what holiday is it? I'm like, oh, it's Columbus Day on Monday. So, and then just really snappy. It's like, oh, I don't care nothing about that. And then other people chimed in, it's like, fuck Columbus, all this, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, guys, I mean, I'm not going to get into the details of it all and stuff like that until we got some people watching because there's so much shit to talk about. But whether if he actually existed or not, because if you look up like Columbus, Columbia, what it means, Statue of Liberty, the country and of itself, all the places that's called that, it's more of like it's a term, right? Uh, kind of like how Lady Liberty supposedly wasn't a real person, but has a name, which you could say that it was like, some of the Greek, like, fuck, Libertas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, or could be Helios, whatever. There's some theories out there and shit like that. But mind you, the whole family's white, as I am, and it's just like they've been so indoctrinated by the given narrative of just everybody has to fight all the time. And I know that that's the energy that they're coming at because I hear it all the time. And it's like, well, if you think this shit's right or wrong, that's fine. But they're coming at it like at a malicious thing, just because of a statement. Um, and it's like, I mean, do you guys hate yourself? And if you do, you're just feeding into the narrative that's given to you and the propaganda that is fed to you, because they have to constantly cause a bunch of infighting amongst people. It doesn't matter who, what you are, or whatever. At the end of the day, we're all people, we're a collective, and it's divide and conquer. It's the whole strategy of everything. And if you're coming at someone with that kind of energy and stuff, you know, it's like you're just choosing sides. You know, the way I look at it, it's like any sports games, it's like ingrained in us to pick a side, right? Uh, whatever team you're on, if you're on Team Red, you want Team Blue to lose. It's fucking basketball, football, baseball, whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, it's just entertainment. There's obviously a higher purpose when it comes to anything like, in I guess a reality setting. But as soon as you don't fall into the trap, that's fine. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit about Columbus Day or all this shit, or I'm even skeptical if it's even like a thing, right? Uh, but they put these holidays on stuff to kind of remind you of yada 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 and stuff. Um, and they done that many many years ago. But the point is like people get an extra day off work. That's all I'm meaning. You know, people have long weekends. They travel. They come out here because they like seeing shit. Um, they're just stuck in their city life bullshit and don't get to get out and do anything, touch grass, whatever much. And, I get it. Like, you want to get out and do shit. You used to live in a town, not a city, but a town. Eh, Yeah, I mean, you ride your bikes around and shit like that, but there wasn't much you could do. Um, so whenever you get the opportunity to come out and do shit, I totally get it. And that was the reason I was going to make, but I talked about this in some of the other videos, and this is the point I'm getting at, is everything is so highly politicized anymore. Um, with just the smallest statement about something, uh, whether it's about a holiday or it's about, a piece of media, not even talking about the news, or if it's like music or a movie or whatever, right? I've mentioned this in another one. Some people I've heard argue about Coke and Pepsi being political. I don't even know if that's a thing or if that's just crazy shit or if that's like legit. But I'm just saying that you have to pick a side, one side or the other. Like, that's the way that's presented to you about literally everything. I choose to not pick a side. There's no. I always explain this with the potato chip example. So if you go and look at the barbecue and the regular, look at the ingredients list and everything, it's all the same shit. Basically, same calories, same whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it's all just more slop to eat. Like, it's all more slop for you to consume. Think about it. Rot your brain with about shit that doesn't matter. Um, Everybody just has to, or they feel as if they have to pick a side. Um, Whenever you could just sit back and kind of observe, and once you start kind of figuring shit out, like, you realize there's no point in fighting with each other. There's no point in coming at someone with that type of energy, uh, because of whatever, right? Just be you, be yourself. Like, some people work, some people have days that they get off. That's all it is. And everything is just so politicized that you can't even hardly make any statements or anything about it anymore. Every comment section on everything is like a war zone of opinions. Um, there's no just, like, it's all just so tiring. I don't know how anybody could even devote their time and energy to even thinking up these things or paying attention to all the little minute things, um, when it comes to this stuff. Um, don't come at someone with a bunch of energy, negatively, for just a simple statement that doesn't even mean anything. At the end of the day, and I've mentioned this in another one, it's all just room talk. You're just chilling and doing whatever. Be kind to each other and stuff. And, I think more and more people are kind of waking up and seeing what's, going on. Things are a little bit differently. These are some topics, like I say, I didn't really want to even speak about or kind of bring up on here. I want to talk more about just life and positive things and whatnot, because there's so many other places where you can get like good examples of stuff about this. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's always going to creep up, just again, because the people that we surround ourselves with, so we, as in me and my wife, um, me and her, we think pretty much alike on, most things. Um, we like to really look at things and kind of peel back the curtain and then keep digging and digging and digging and going further and figuring out things, drawing our own conclusions about everything. But most people, they'll just go to a restaurant, they'll order a cheeseburger or the chicken strip. Pick your poison. It's one or the other, right? Yeah, there's other shit on the menu that you can get, but those are two things so you just pick your side on that. But yeah, just don't bring that type of energy to others. I think, again, at the end of the day, a lot of people, they just have their best. They're all trying to do good. They're all trying to do what they think is right. And it's just not fair to bring that type of negativity and energy to just a simple statement to spark a whole big just bunch of bullshit for no reason. You know, sometimes it's better just to play dumb. You know, maybe in that instance, and I wouldn't be even thinking about it, kind of bothered about it. I get easily agitated about the normies anymore. Um, I talked about that in some of the other videos. We're really wanting to start to reach out to put ourselves out there and try to think more, or to try to get in touch with more thinkers, spiritual people, uh, people that are observing and aren't just doing what they feel like, picking A side or B side, on literally everything. Um, so, yeah, maybe I should have just said, don't know why everybody's running around. Shit would have been simpler, you know. Wouldn't have had to kind of sit there and just hear a bunch of nonsensical, normie, echo chamber, just stupid stuff, you know. And again, it's not about where you align on any subject. Is the chicken strip better? Is the cheeseburger better? Red versus blue, political party A versus political party B. It's it's the optical of, or I guess the what do they say? Not optical illusion, but it's the you know what I'm saying. It's the you got the freedom of choice, but you can only have two things. It's the I'm trying to think of the term. I'm so fucking tired, guys. Uh, the illusion of choice, I guess, should be a good term. Sorry about the dog, but hopefully, if any of you guys kind of find this and stuff, maybe you've had some similar encounters and stuff like that, just on a completely normal statement that you're saying with no political bullshit behind it or any meaning or ideologies behind it. You're just simply making a statement. You know, it could have been Labor Day or what's the other ones? I'm talking about the other holidays. Same shit happens out here. Uh, doesn't matter if it's holiday A, B, or C. More traffic, more people wandering around, getting lost, and having to ask for directions on those times. It's just part of it, man. But anyways, maybe may talk about another one. I said I was only gonna make one video. Fuck it, I'll make another one. So I got a little bit of different topic. This one's running a little bit long, so see you in that one in a few seconds.